Great bounce back from our guys. We just talked about response. Obviously didn't get the result that we wanted at Akron on Saturday. I think we were all a little embarrassed with our performance. And listen, as a program, it's probably the first, I shouldn't say that, it was a big moment for us on Saturday. And it's probably been the first big moment in, man, it's been a long time around here. And I don't think our program was maybe quite ready for that yet. And sometimes you have to fail. It's part of growth, right? And you got to learn from it, get better, got to own that performance. So then next time we have those opportunities, we'll be able to capitalize. And I thought our guys went next play mentality very quickly because we obviously had a very quick turn going into Eastern Michigan with the game prep. We had 2 days. I thought our guys were really locked in. The energy was great. Next man up mentality as well. Obviously, Ian Elmer didn't play tonight. It's nothing long-term, very short-term. I think he'll obviously play on Saturday. I anticipate he's going to practice on Thursday. But we just held him out just to be safe. But it's next man up. I mean, it's just we had 6 guys in double figures tonight, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's my Butler education. 6 guys in double figures. I thought our interior guys did a tremendous job on Deshaun and Billingsley and those guys just battling. I mean, they're one of the bigger teams in our league. Deshaun's as talented as any player in our league, in my opinion. We frustrated him. We were trying to be physical with him, front, trapping him, just sending the cavalry after him, and I thought we did a great job. Antwone Woolfolk obviously had a double-double. He's more than capable of doing that every night. That's what I've told him, man. He's just got to have that intent, it's that mindset going into it. Reese Potter was tremendous, had 10, 5, and 4. We were able to play those guys together for the first time this year, which I thought was a really good look for us. I think that could give us something, especially here moving forward, because there's a lot of season left. But point guards are great, man. I thought Evan and Coop dominated the ball, pressure, pushing the tempo, taking care of the ball, getting guys shots, scoring it. Those guys were great as well. So pleased with this. We got to be a little bit more mature. When we were up by 20, it's like, man, we started taking some weird shots. We took about 5 or 6 of them in that little time frame. And you got to learn how to put a team away. And that's our next step for a team is like, can we play 40 minutes? Not 28, not 32, not 34. The great teams can play 40. And that's where we also have to grow as a team.
Coach, you only had a couple 3 days there from Saturday to this game against the pretty good team there. Was your practices more about things you felt you had to fix from Saturday or getting ready for EMU?
Yeah, so, it's the MAC schedule, obviously playing Saturday, played at Akron. We didn't get back till, kind of, it wasn't late, but it was nighttime, by the time we were able to get back. You sleep, and then, bam, you got to play, you got to start preparing for Eastern Michigan. So we watched film in here, and because I want our guys to own it. We have to own that performance. I want them to see what went wrong. But that's not who we are. I think that's an aberration of how we played. And give Akron all the credit in the world. They played tremendous, but we played very poorly. And we got to control what we can control. So we own that. We watched that. Then we went out on the floor for 45 minutes. That's what we do on Sundays on these quick turns because, man, it's a long season. I've said this before. Listen, we got to keep the main thing. The main thing, the goal is to win in Cleveland. And you can't run your guys into the ground. And, we went no tape on Sundays. That's always kind of our rule. We go out, we clean up a few execution things from our end for about 25 minutes of it, and then 20 minutes of it we go game prep. And then we watch film on Eastern Michigan personnel, and then Monday we compete, we play, we go. We don't go long. We're going about 90 minutes, just again because it's late in the season here. It's January, late January. Don't want to run our guys into the ground. And then we had to shoot around today for an hour. So you have kind of like 3 opportunities to really start to figure out that game plan. And then obviously Ian was out. I didn't figure that out till today, is shoot around. And it's like, oh, man, we got to really change the game plan now, right? Because that changes things big time for us. And I knew we'd have to play a little 2 bigs together. So you got to make that adjustment kind of on the fly. And like I said, man, we got a lot of good players, so it's a strength in numbers for us.
Woolfolk hit, first 4 points of the game for you guys, then free throws down the stretch. Did you see him being a huge factor right away, and it was more along the lines going to be an inside game? Yeah,
we got to get Antwone going. He didn't have the performance that he wanted to have at Akron. It is what it is. He had great practices. I thought his energy, his mindset was tremendous in practice yesterday when we competed. and it carried right over to the game. We got to get him going, though. I got to help him. I got to make sure that he gets the ball. We can't be a donut because he has the ability to really score the ball around the rim. And he's a double. I think he could be a double guy. And again, I want to watch film on it, but I think when we had Reese and Antwone out there together, man, I liked that look. I did. I thought it was before Reese injured his back and it was out for a really long time, my intent was to play two bigs together, and I knew our offense had the ability to do that because Reese can really shoot. And I think defensively we can do that as well because Antwone's got great feet. Reese's got good feet too. So it's an intriguing look for us, But we got to establish Antwone every game inside. That's a huge key for us.
Coach, you mentioned Ian not being able to go tonight. Brant Byer stepping in,
Yeah.
apparently as you said, in the last couple hours there, and put together the best plus-minus of the team tonight. 12 points, I think 5 rebounds and 3 blocks. What can you say about his performance tonight?
He's getting better, man. You look at where he was from first game of the year to now, and listen, he's a great shooter. He's one of the best shooters in the league, but he's a lot more than that, like he is. He can drive. He's starting to get a little bit more comfortable driving the ball. And you don't realize quite how long he is defensively, the block shots, the dunks, the cuts, he's really coming on. He stepped up. What do you have, 12 points, 5 rebounds? He was on Deshaun Nelson a lot, Billingsley. Those guys are monsters. And he doesn't back. He has 0 back down. That's what I love about Brant. Brant doesn't care. He's never flustered, never panicked out there. He just competes. He only knows one way. It's who he is. But he's that way every day. Like, he is the same guy every single day. No matter if he plays great, doesn't play well, he's the same guy the next day in practice.
Coach, a lot of whistles today, 48 total fouls. How does it affect a team like yours that likes to play fast and likes to get the ball out in transition?
Yeah, it was chunky. I can't get a technical. Obviously I got one early. But I got to own that, but it was a lot of fouls. It was about what seemed like a 3-hour game between the blood on guys at the beginning of the second half and the timeout and then the timeout and the foul. We were in the bonus with 15 minutes to go in the second half. It was like, holy carunda, this thing's going to last till midnight. That's usually not advantage us. We did shoot 40 free throw attempts. We were aggressive driving the ball, which was good. We need to be that because I think we have to win different ways. Like, we can't just solely rely on threes. We got to establish Antwone. We got to drive it. We talked about one of the things we learned from Akron was we got to play a little bit more north and south and less east and west. We got to be the aggressor, right? And I thought we did that. So that puts a lot of pressure on the defense. But when you have that many stoppages in play, it's not free flow. It's not like we like it. But you got to make the jump. We got to make our free throws. Let's talk about that. We went 28 for 40. We left freaking 12 points out there. And we're way better than that from the free throw line. Otherwise, we scored near 100. So, but it was a chunkier game.
Coach, I want to talk a little bit about your 2 sophomore point guards. We'll start with Mekhi Cooper and the emergence of his scoring this season. This is his 8th game in double figures. What has he accomplished on the offensive end of the ball that has really added another dynamic to this team?
I think it's just more aggressive. Like, it starts with that mindset. We told him he gets everybody involved. Him and Evan do. They are paint touch or speed on speed. I'm sure Coach Martin would love those guys in that tailback position, maybe a little slot receiver, right? You think those little slot Edelman and those guys, right? Those guys are fast, and they're tough. They're not soft. They're small. I'm taller than they are. And but I will tell you, like, listen, there's 0 back down. They get stuck on Deshaun Nelson, they're going to fight. They are going to fight. But Cooper's scoring is really, I think, changed our team in a big way, because he's got to have nights where he's going to have, 14, 15, 12 points, double figures. We need that from him. Because then teams have to play him a little bit more honest. When he drives the ball, it's like, oh, shoot, well, I can't just, stay at home on all these shooters because we have all these guys, all this space. He's got to be able to score. That's what I told him. You got to be able to rack the ball to score something, too, when they stay at home on the Cam Crest, the Brant Byers, the Peter Suitors, and all those guys. And I think that mindset's really helped him, and just confidence, staying in the gym. But Coach Holmes is their position coach. He's done a really nice job with him.
And then on the opposite side, Evan Ipsaro, he also had double figures tonight, but his main thing was his defense tonight. He had 2 steals, including one really clutch one where he almost just caught the ball like a wide receiver, and then he had a massive block earlier in the game. Kind of volleyball spiked it. What does he add to the defensive end for your team?
He's a prick. In a good way, and that's a good thing. So some people would associate, hey, being a prick's a bad. He's that guy you want on your squad, man. I mean, like, he's just everywhere. I mean, it's even the ball that went out of bounds. I mean, it looked like he was full out in the air. Him and Henry collided. I mean, he just leaves it all out there, man. Like he's everywhere. I mean, I thought he took a charge on the one, and they called a block on him. I was like, dude, it's a brilliant play, and it's just he's just everywhere, man. It's just how he plays. It's changed even more from last year. He's way more consistent with it. Last year, he dealt with a lot of ankle injuries there in the conference, and I thought that really stunted his growth in conference play last year. And you just see his toughness, man. He's a lawyer, man. He's that guy you want in your foxhole with you. I know that he's got your back.
I kind of mentioned the clunkiness of the first part of the first half. I'd say like about halfway through, you guys started to play more of the style that you guys want to play. Did that come like in a meeting or with the team, or was that just more organic?
It was a little more organic, just to be honest. Like we flowed a lot tonight. We ran a little less set plays, tried to flow a little bit more, and our flow was good. It was good, but again, I think it was a little bit organic, just how the game was called. But again, that's the way we want it. We want it kind of up and down, up and back. I think that's when we're at our best for sure.
You guys got beat on the glass on Saturday. You guys win the rebounding battle today. You blocked 8 shots. Your guards were getting pretty heavily involved today in rebounding and shot blocking. Just what was different for you guys on the interior today?
Man, we got our tail kicked on the glass at Akron. And that hasn't been us all year. I mean, first possession of the game, I can just see it, like Suter's right in front of Okonkwo. Okonkwo gets the offensive rebound and kicks it out to Nate Johnson. Wide open, naked, nobody within 30 feet of him, 3. After we got a great stop. And that, just so you know, that trend continued the whole game. We've been one of the best defensive rebounding teams in the country. And it was disappointing. I told those guys, listen, we're down Ian Elmer. Ian Elmer is a phenomenal defensive rebounder, one of the best in the country as well. And it's like, man, I challenged him. I said, hey, listen, we're down Ian. Fellas, like, if we want to come away with a win, we have to rebound the ball. We need everybody has to make up for losing Ian, right? I thought Evan was in there. Cooper was in there. I mean, like you said, all the guards, Luke, Cam, a little bit of everybody. Obviously, Antwone had a lot. He had 10 rebounds, I believe. 5 for Potter, 8 for Suter. That's been a staple of our defensive team, is we're one and done. Our guys know our core kind of tenets of who we are in the defensive end. One and done is one of them. That's a huge deal for us to be able to have success.
And it's Coaches versus Cancer game. I know you're wearing the pin. I know you've spoken on this before. Just can you talk a little bit about what that means to you and the staff?
Yeah, I think everybody's probably got a story of some sort, with cancer. It impacts millions of people. And it's impacted my family as well. That's how my grandma passed away. My mom's been battling breast cancer now for a couple of years. She's doing pretty well right now, though. But again, it's not just about it, but it's just to gain awareness for cancer. Hopefully we can eventually figure it out and figure out a remedy for it and solve it of what's the root cause, and then obviously get maybe a vaccine, whatever it is, some medicine so we can kill it, because it is a deadly disease.
Coach, this team had 12 wins in 22-15 last year, and then now you've matched it. How does it feel to build this culture back up at Miami?
Yeah, so it's funny. I told my wife Amanda was here tonight, and we just bought a lot. We bought a house, and we knocked it down today, and we're gonna build new. And it's amazing. I sat there and I told her, I said, it takes years to build. The planning, the laying the foundation. It takes about a year and a half process, 1.5 to 2 years to build. But you can knock that sucker down in 2 hours. You can flatten that thing out very quick. And sometimes you gotta, in order to build, you have to tear down first. right? You have to take that thing all the way down. And I told David Steele, that's what we were going to do. And I was okay with that. I said, you got to be patient with me. We got to get the culture exactly right. We got to get the right staff. That's number one. You got to have the right people. And I knew exactly what I wanted this place to look like. And to see it come to fruition, we've gotten better every year. Mekhi Larry just graduated today, which I'm super proud of him. Or he's got word that he is graduating now. He finished his last class. And, whether it was from him his first year, kind of where we were, man, some tough moments, man, some hard losses, some gut-wrenching. I mean, there would be – God, I remember Indiana State. I felt like we were down 95 points. I mean, Marshall, 95 points year one. It was like, man, I started saying, I was like, God, keep on saying it's about year three, it's about building, but it's hard when you're going through it now. I mean, it's lonely, and it is hard. Year two, much better. We were a lot better last year. I thought, those guys really built on the culture piece. We hit with Bryce Boltman, Anderson Marambo, Brad Dean, Mabry, all those guys that aren't even here right now, they helped build this thing to what it is now, right? Mekhi Larry helped build this thing from year one to where it is right now, right? It's not just this team. But to see it to come to fruition, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of work. I got a great staff. I got a tremendous staff. But it is fun to watch. But we're not where I keep on told the staff this after Akron. I said, fellas, we're not where we want to be, but we're not where we were either. Right? We want to cut down nets. I want to get this thing to the NCAA tournament. We had a great student section today. People were in the stands. That's step one. All right? Now we got to get them loud and figure out how to get into the game a little bit. We're going to get there. All right? This thing isn't built overnight, but it's an improvement, and we need our students here. That's a huge piece of the puzzle. And my goal is to help give this university, all the alumni and former players, former managers, former coaches, and something to be proud of, playing in March, playing in meaningful games, get to the NCAA tournament and have those moments. But we need our students in order to do that. There's no reason why Millette can't be one of the hardest places to play in college basketball. You see Duke, it's like, well, all right, Duke's got a good team. We got a good team. We're exciting. I mean, I don't know what our record is in MAC play now, 7-1. I don't even know what our overall record is, but this is one of the best starts Miami's had in over 20-some years, around 20 years. And we need our students bad. I mean, we're giving away free giveaways now. We got each student gives whatever it is, free $10 free concessions for the first 100. I mean, whatever we got to do to get students in here, man, make this place rocking. We need it Saturday against Ohio. But I do want to give a special shout out to the students that were here. We appreciate your support. We need it going. We're going to keep pushing this thing to the next level.
Coach, it feels like Miami is now being put back on the map with Miami football kind of getting back to the MAC championship over and over.
Yep.
This is the best start Miami's had since 1999. It's 71 in MAC play. You guys are also putting basketball back on the map. Being in the MAC, what is your aspirations and goals to get to the MAC championship?
Yeah, we just got to continue to get better every day. That's what I told our group. I said, more than likely we're going to see Akron again in the MAC tournament. It's going to happen. And we got to look a heck of a lot different. And in order to do that, we just got to get better every day. We got to peak. And this league is so different from coming from Big East to the MAC. The biggest difference is right now it's a one-bid league, right? So you got to win that MAC tournament. You got to win 3 games in 3 days. So you just got to be obsessed with that trajectory and not necessarily the result. And listen, I was embarrassed on Saturday. Our guys were embarrassed how we played. But we also see bigger picture. It's that's one game. It's an aberration. Get rid of it. Let's learn from it. Get better. How are we getting better every single day? And we still got a lot of season left. I mean, dude, we're nowhere near the finish. I mean, it's not even February yet. So we got a lot of time left to get better with this group and take advantage of every single day. But our goal is to get an NCAA tournament and to win this thing. There's no doubt about it.
Tough loss against Akron. You've talked about a little bit. Short turnaround. Your guys shoot almost 50% today. Talk about what the game plan was going into this, and talk about how your guys rebounded and regrouped after that tough loss.
Yeah, I think our guys, number one, have high character. High character guys. They care about each other, and they play for each other. They really do. I thought our effort was great in practice. Our process was really good. We always talk about controlling the controllables. I thought our process was tremendous over the last few days. Film, getting extra shots up. I got free throws, 28 for 40. That's on my mind. But the competing part of practice was awesome. I thought our process was really, really good. And I think again, everything's a learning lesson. That's what I told the guys. You got to move on very quickly. In this game, we wanted to establish Antwone early. And that's on me. And I told him that. I said, listen, I got to help establish you early. And we got to play more north and south. All right, less east and west, more north and south. Be more aggressive, driving the ball. We got all this space on the floor. If teams want to pressure us, great. We got plenty of handlers. You're just doing us a favor. If you don't want to pressure us, then we got an answer for that as well. So I think we just got to figure out kind of how teams are playing us and then make that adjustment kind of in game. But I thought we were able to play paintball a lot today, which was really good for us.
Coach, real quick,
Yeah.
you mentioned learning to play in the moment,
Yep.
the big moments,
Yep.
like last Saturday. This Saturday, coming up, you got Ohio U.
Absolutely.
Which, at least to the alumni in that,
It's a huge game.
That's a big game.
Absolutely it
and
is.
you're going to have probably a pretty big crowd here. So is this
Yeah.
an opportunity to kind of
Seize the
show
moment.
any progress
Show some
along
growth.
what you mentioned?
Yeah, I think 100%. It's like, man, that's what you play college basketball for, man. It's like I told these guys, like, listen, you do all this work. We put all this work in. Like, obviously fans are out here for game nights, which we appreciate. But like, man, there's nobody here at our 6 a.m. conditionings. I know that, all in the fall. Nobody there on those treadmills other than us. And it's hard. You have to go through through boot camp in order to be able to get to practice for us. And all those lifts, golly, man, we put so much into this. We put so much into it. And you do that for these moments. You want to play in these as a competitor, as a true competitor. This is what you want. And to play meaningful basketball games, man, like Ohio's got a really good program. Coach Bowles does a great job. They got tremendous players. I know they're going to be ready to play here on Saturday. I guarantee it. We're going to get their best shot. But they got to get Miami's best shot. We're not sneaking up on anybody anymore. Listen, that's not happening. Like last year we upset Akron here, right? I don't know how excited Akron was to play us. I'll be quite frank. But now everybody's antenna's already up. And with that comes a lot of responsibility. You're going to get every team's best shot, so you got to be really, really on it every single day in order to be great. And again, this is a big moment, obviously, on Saturday. I want to see growth, and I think we will. I know we will, because I know who we got in our locker room, and we got high-character guys that play for one another.
Antwone, what was the mindset of the team coming into a game here at home after the loss over the weekend?
Just coming into practice, Coach Steele emphasizing rebounding, being more tough. We knew we took a big loss Saturday. Knew we had to get off the mat coming in here. It's easy coming home and play games, especially with fans here showing much love to us.
You had a double-double of 21 points and 10 rebounds. How's it feel to be able to get up there and contribute in that manner?
It feels good. Just being able to contribute, having a dominant game. I feel like that's something I can do more often. But it was big time though. We needed this win. We knew we had a big loss Saturday coming in today. We knew we had to get a must-win game.
You contributed early. I think scored Miami's first 4 points, and then down the stretch, you were kind of clutch at the line. Did you kind of feel as though you were going to kind of be that go-to guy today? Was it the pressure that Eastern Michigan was doing? Kind of hone in on that.
I just knew I had to be more aggressive, while also settling down at the same time. In practice, guys, we all just knew the game plan coming in. Coach did a great job with that, and we just brought it to the game today.
Antwone, can you speak about the physicality that you guys endured today? There was, 47 fouls, a lot of battles down low in the paint. How was it How was it trying to battle down low today?
It's fun. I love to rumble. That's something I like to do. It was a lot. Credit to those guys. They were beasts on the glass as well. It was 32 to 37 on the rebounds. We still came out on top. That's just something we emphasized in practice, and we just brought it to the game.
Antwone, you played a lot of extended minutes tonight with Reese Potter. Coach Steele, after the game, said that you guys are two of the best bigs in the MAC. How do your games complement each other, and what allowed you to play so well with each other tonight?
Just the way he shoots the ball it's amazing. 7-footer can shoot the ball. It's crazy. I love playing with him. It's fun. Hopefully we can do it a lot more in coming. Hopefully hopefully we can do a lot more down the stretch of the season.
It's just a little fun question. You hit your first three in a Miami uniform tonight. How did that feel?
It felt great. It was exciting. I knew it was good once I shot it too. It was exciting.